Hello, Assalamualaikum to Sir Rizwan and my fellow classmates. Welcome to our Seminar 2 presentation, which is about strategic performance measurement. But before that, let's meet my team members. Firstly, it's me, Amalina. Then we have Liana, Shahida, and Nurina. In this Seminar 2 of Strategic Performance Measurement, we are going to dive in deeper into introduction, basic concepts, benefits, limitations, application to industry, and conclusion. So, let's get started. Now, let's get on to the introduction. What is strategic performance measurement? Strategic performance measurement is a business function where the business owners and managers develop activities or tasks to measure the overall effectiveness and efficiency of their company. It is a methodology to improve performance measurement, monitoring, to achieve overall organizational objectives. SPM also helps organizations align behaviors and attitudes and ultimately will have a positive impact on organizational performance that are designed to present managers financial and non-financial measures covering different aspects which in a combination provide a way of translating strategy into a coherent set of performance measures. Organizations have been spending more money and energy assessing their performance since the early 1990s. Recent reports suggest that an average company with $1 billion sales spends over 25,000 person days per year planning and measuring performance. Numerous researchers have discovered that strategic performance measurement is generally productive and beneficial for enhancing organizational performance. Specifically, research has shown that through appropriate measurement and management of performance, organizations can benefit in the following areas: formulation, implementation, and review of organizational strategy, communication of results achieved to stakeholders, thus strengthening corporate brand and reputation, motivation of employees at all levels, promotion of a performance improvement culture, and fostering of organizational learning. Other studies, however, show that despite the substantial resources invested by organizations, SPM-related initiatives such as the implementation of scorecards can often fail to bring the intended benefits. In this presentation, we are going to explain further regarding the strategic performance measurement.
Next, I will be explaining about the types of performance measurement. There are two types of performance measurement. It is financial measures and non-financial measures. In financial measurement, the commonly used by profit-making organizations include return on investment, residual income, and economic added value. While in non-financial measures, it includes balance scorecard and benchmarking. Financial measure. So first, return on investment. So ROI is a financial ratio used to calculate the benefit an investor will receive in relation to the investment cost. So it expresses divisional profit as a percentage of the asset employed in divisions, and it shows how much profit has been made in relation to the amount of resources invested. So secondly, residual income. So residual income is the amount of profit that remains after subtracting an imputed interest charge. So residual income is important because it is one of the figures that banks and lenders look at before approving loans. So when there is a positive RI, it means that the company exceeded its minimal rate of return, while a negative RI means it failed to meet the projected rate of return. So the third one is economic value added. So this measures a company's financial performance based on the residual wealth, where it is calculated by deducting cost of capital from its operating profit. So EVA also referred to as economic profit, as it attempts to capture the true economic profit of a company. Besides that, in non-financial measurement, the commonly used measures is balance scorecard and benchmarking. So balance scorecard is an instrument designed and used to assist managers to evaluate past performance to drive future performance. So in short, balance scorecard is a framework to use to evaluate business performance of a company. It provides a clear prescription as to what company should measure in order to balance the financial perspective. So balance scorecard is involved defining company's mission, strategies and measures. And apart from that, benchmarking is also a tool to measure non-financial measurement. It is a continuous process of measuring a firm's products, service or activities against the other best performing organizations, either internal or external, with the aim to improve the firm's performance. So benchmarking represents the ideal way of moving forward and achieving high competitive standard. Next, I will continue to explain an 8-step process for developing a performance measurement system. So first, you need to understand and map business structures and processes. So in this challenge, people designing a performance measurement system in order to evaluate the organization's, its competitive position, the environment and its business processes. So it is an opportunity to examine some of the organization's strategic challenge after engaging in it. So the second step is develop business performance priorities. So the performance measurement system should satisfy the stakeholders' needs. The priority list must be in the place before the process moves to the design phase. So the third step is understand the current performance measurement system. So there are two ways to approach the design and implementations of new performance measurement system, which is the organizations can either scrap the old system and introduce the new one as a replacement or redevelop the existing system. So the seventh step is test and adjust the performance measurement system. So in this step, the organization should take the system and adjust the elements that do not work as planned. So the company will have a system where the main quirks have been eliminated, but the system will still not be perfect. So last but not least, implement the performance measurement system. So this last step involves activities such as managing users' access, training, and demonstrating the system is important and will be used.
Hello everyone, I'm Wanda Shahida and I will be explaining the benefits of performance measurement. The first benefit of performance measurement is it can increase the productivity of individuals and teams. When there are clear goals available, it becomes easier for individuals and teams to strive towards them. This is because there are specific standards and guidelines which are used to measure success. The second benefit of performance measurement would be it can identify underperforming individuals and teams. With a performance measurement process in place, it becomes possible to easily identify underperforming individuals and teams because their output can be directly compared to the output of others using the same chart. Next, performance measurement can also improve communication. With accurate performance measurement metrics in place, managers or supervisors and their direct reports have fewer places for miscommunication. Every metric is specifically outlined with detailed instructions that can lead people to success so that there is no confusion as to what each person should do. Finally, to provide the opportunity to recognize top performers is also one of the benefits of performance measurement. Many top performers go unrecognized because their output is averaged into an entire team's performance. So, by establishing individualized metrics, it becomes possible to find and recognize the top performers on a team. This creates more chances for an organization to keep its best people. Although there are a lot of advantages or benefits of performance measurement, there are also disadvantages that have to be considered. Now, I will be explaining the limitations of performance measurement. The first limitation of performance measurement is it can lead to decreased levels of output. Top performers may feel that the implementation of a performance measurement standard is unfair to them. It may also require unskilled or untrained workers to reach metrics that are unattainable at their current level of training. Hence, the end result would be demotivation instead of output improvements. Apart from that, performance measurement can also lead to a lack of commitment. In order for performance measurement to work, everyone on the team must be all in for the process to work. Any negative commitment to the process will disrupt the metrics for others, which can then create a trickle-down effect for other teams. In time, this creates conflicts between individuals and teams because they are essentially competing with one another instead of working together. The third limitation of performance measurement is it is still judged through subjectivity. Although there are data points collected that help to make performance management less subjective, there is still a certain human element that is part of the process. For instance, if a manager does not like someone, they might create a negative evaluation for that person's performance even if metrics are being reasonably met. Emotional decisions can also disrupt the data collection process, which can lead people to reach false conclusions. Last but not least, performance measurement requires some level of motivation. One of the fatal flaws of many performance measurement scenarios is that the assumed motivation to follow the standard set is that a worker will want to keep their job. At some level, there will always be some facet of why should I do this for workers. Thus, there must be a personal level benefit involved for those working to achieve the standards that have been set forth in order for this to be a successful process.
Now, I will proceed with the application to the industry of strategic performance measurements. Motorola is one of the companies that successfully implement the strategic performance measures under non-financial measures, which is benchmarking. Motorola is one of the biggest telecommunication or manufacturing companies in the world. For more than 80 years, Motorola has operated in the telecommunication sector. Motorola is focused on quality improvements and an effective transportation system. Why was Motorola focused on this? There are two issues arise in 1980s, which are, the first one is Motorola facing intense competition from Japanese counterparts, where it was discovered that Motorola's products lag behind those of its rivals. And the second issue is there are the large number of customers' complaints related to the time consuming by Motorola. So, for the first issue, during the 1980s, Motorola was facing intense competition from its Japanese counterparts. So, after conducting some preliminary benchmarking, it was discovered that Motorola products lag behind those of its rivals. So, Motorola has identified and analyzed that the Japanese competitor were doing so well and trying to implement these best practices into the Motorola's own processes, since there were future consumer expectations that were expected to rise in the future. Thus, this further highlighted that the need for rapid development through the benchmarking. So, Motorola adopted the concept of total quality control and developed a Six Sigma, which is a set of tools and techniques for process improvements. Motorola's benchmark also prompted its internal research and innovation efforts as it strived to become the industry leader. This stimulated to the development of personal cellular phones in the 1980s, which marked the beginning of the cellular era by Motorola. How does Motorola do the benchmarking? Motorola benchmarking model contains 5 steps. The first one is decide process for benchmarking. Second one is find companies to benchmark. The third one is gather data. And the fourth one, analyze data and translate results into the action plans. And the last one is calibrate the plans as needed and restart the process. With the use of this model, Motorola was able to emphasize the importance of effectiveness and universality through strategic performance measurements. Since Motorola is committed to the massive efforts and materialize its groundbreaking ideas such as Six Sigma and constantly communicate the importance of successfully implementing improvements program as part of their strategic performance measurements, Motorola has been a leader in benchmarking and quality improvements. Next, we move on to the next issue. Motorola also used the concept of generic benchmarking by learning Domino's Pizza and Federal Express's order and delivery processes to reduce cycle time between the order receipt and product delivery, as well as to improve their delivery processes. In the mid-1980s, Motorola found the issues where there are the large number of customers' complaints related to the time consuming. These issues range from extremely long delivery time promises, frequent failures of Motorola employees to respond to the inquiries, and the length of the time it took for calls to be written. Basically described, consumers had the impressions that doing business with Motorola was hard and unresponsive. After taking Federal Express and Domino's Pizza as benchmark, Motorola developed the concept of total cycle time, which was defined as the overall period of time between a customer's statement of interest and the delivery of a product or service as their strategic performance measures. Therefore, Motorola highlights that it is important to meet the expectation of customers, especially on the time consumption. From the view of customers, delays in purchasing parts from suppliers are equal to delays in the production line. In the concept of total cycle time, Motorola is able to eliminate the unnecessary work and concentrating only for the essential work. As for discussion, strategic performance measures have helped Motorola to maintain their competitive advantage of high-quality products of their company. Motorola is also able to meet the customer satisfaction in terms of delivery processes as well as the product quality. In addition, after Motorola has implemented the strategic performance measures, the cycle time for their manufacturing or delivery process has reduced between 60 to 70%, which indicates that the process that usually takes 3 weeks' time can be reduced to the 1 week time. Besides that, for the administrative or service processes, the reduction of cycle time is in a range of 90 to 95%. Other than that, Motorola was able to keep ahead of its competition by developing strategic performance based on a differentiation strategy for its product and able to maintain market stability at that time as a result of its innovation strategy. So, that's all from me. I will pass the floor to Amalina.
Before we end our seminar, let's conclude everything. Deciding a suitable performance indicator for a company is a difficult task. Traditionally, managers and potential investors used to rely on financial performance metrics only. Recently, trends have shifted towards the importance of the non-financial measures within the business. The reason behind this is the realization that, apart from the financial activities of an organization, it is the key performance indicator that ensures the long-term growth and development of a business. Apart from that, to achieve an effective performance measurement system, it should link to the strategy and goals of the company. Comprehension of the role of the performance measurement system is essential for the understanding of the entire strategic performance measurement dynamics. Alright, that's all from us. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.